All right, I'm here at the Data and Analytics Summit, Gartner in London, and see who I have with me. It's none other than Juan and Tim, honest, no BS host, and obviously just talking about data, and data. So pretty excited to have you both here. So nice to see you, and obviously wanting to learn more about data and analytics, how a lot about data.world and what's coming up. Welcome to the Ravit show.
Well, thank you so much for having us. It's great to finally meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you as well. We've been waiting to all hang out and do a little show together, and so it's great to combine some of the Ravit show with Catalogue and Cocktails, get it all together. It's
exactly.
a perfect mashup.
Yeah, so just a quick introduction. So my name is Juan Sequeda. I'm the principal scientist and the head of the AI lab at Data.world. Together with Tim, we co-host Catalogue and Cocktails, honest, no BS, non-salesy data podcast, which has been going on for 3 years now.
Wow.
130 episodes.
It's truly been incredible being able to go through all those episodes together. And I'm Tim Gasper. I'm the Chief Customer Officer over at Data.world. Formerly our head of product. And for those that don't really know about Data.world, Data.world is an AI-driven data catalog in the cloud that helps with cataloging, governance, and data ops. So that's Data.world.
And also we are powered by a knowledge graph architecture, so everything that comes in the data world is turned into graphs, and I think that's one of the key things that, talking about Gartner, like all the messaging, everything we hear, it's the constant message. Metadata is a graph. That's what Mark Beyer, one of the distinguished analysts, says. You go talk to Edisham and see what's the data fabric and talk about metadata. It's the knowledge graphs all in there. So that's something that we've been, I've dedicated my entire career on this stuff in data.
Wow,
from day zero, we've brought in, we built everything on top of the knowledge graph architecture. So anyways, that's a bit about Data.world.
Okay, that's amazing. So what's next that's coming up for Data.world? I'm pretty sure, the folks out there, customers, clients, enterprises are, obviously looking out for, like, as we all hear, generative AI is super hot now. So we're looking forward to, hear from Data.world, what type of capabilities y'all are adding, what type of adaptation you're looking at AI. So we'd love to learn about that.
So first of all, as on a knowledge graph architecture, what we do is that we focus on like 3 main applications, which is data cataloging, which is all about, having your data analysts be able to kind of search and find data. And then we have data governance, which is about for your data stewards to be able to kind of define approvals and workflows. And then your data ops, which is for your data engineers to do the lineage and be able to send notifications. So those are the 3 main things that we're seeing. Now, what's coming next, and I'm super excited, like one of the big themes right now is in the AI side, right? Generative AI. We've launched our whole suite of Archie bots, which is our generative AI applications. And it's really about enriching metadata. It's about explaining what SQL queries are. And what I'm really excited is about have natural language search over your catalog.
Right.
And then also inspirations. So what we're finding an opportunity is we have all this data, and I'm like, can you give us ideas, inspirations of how we could be using this data? So actually generate questions that we should be asking. This is just scratching the surface. So I mean, there's so much stuff, and as the head of the AI lab, there's a lot of things that we have. I'm really excited about everything we're going to be planning out coming soon.
Yeah, with the customer side, what do you think about that, Tim?
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly the right focus, and especially I think both with our own customers at Data.world as well as here in the show, there's a big focus on adoption and value, right? How do we actually get adoption of data tools, adoption of data, and actually create real outcomes, right? Not just play with technology. And I think with the generative AI, there's a lot of both excitement and also confusion about how it's going to actually ultimately impact the business. And so that's why one of the things that we're excited about is so one of our customers, WPP, global media organization and advertising organization, right? They are working with us on generative AI around, how do we have natural language conversations about data so that instead of, taking, 6 weeks to find the right data to really do for a client project, can we take that and do that in a couple of minutes, right? And move that quickly. And then secondly, what Juan mentioned around ideation. I think that's one of the big untapped opportunities here around generative AI. I think it's coming up a lot in the sessions here, is that it can give us ideas of what we want to do with data, how it can impact our business by, passing the knowledge graph of information to it, and then having a conversation essentially with your data.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to add there is I've been happily surprised talking to folks here and even the analysts saying, if we're going to start combining our internal business data with GPT, which has no idea about your business, how are you going to go do this?
Exactly.
And our answer has been, you have knowledge graphs to represent the context, and this is something I'm hearing on the floor, talking to people, and also from Gartner. So this is actually a validation that the things that we've been saying for so long is going great. So that's one thing. Another thing I've been kind of pushing people to say is like, well, I as users want to go talk to the system. There's like, generative AI is going to increase the productivity. It's going to enable us to go ask more questions faster. Therefore, we're going to ask more and more questions. But we also need to think about how can the system tell the user, hey, you should be looking at this stuff. So it's like it is two-way street around that.
Yeah.
Now, another theme is the responsibility. It's the whole governance around that. I think people are just starting to scratch the surface on it. And we got to be careful. We got to be responsible. So you can't just say, well, it's just metadata, and I can, because it's just metadata, let me go send that to the large language model. If you hear somebody, you're talking to some vendor that's saying, yeah, it's just metadata, don't worry about it. Big red flag. That means that they're immature around that. So these are the things that are very critical, because just the metadata has all your business context. So this is my call out for everybody: is you're talking to vendors about AI, generative AI. You need to have that legal conversation, that responsible conversation. You cannot just leave it as something at the end, because I'm already starting to see that. Big red flags, you can get into trouble early on.
Wow, that's a good warning plus good insights. So thanks for that, Juan, Tim. Both of you, I'm pretty sure the data community knows you very well. They know how to reach out to you, but still, if there are folks who want to reach out to you, learn more about data.world, about data and catalog, everything about data, and how can they follow your podcast as well? Can you let us know about that?
I think the best thing is find us we're very active on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
Find us on Twitter, right? Also, just follow Catalogue and Cocktails on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then also on all the popular podcast platforms.
Awesome.
And of course, check out Ravit's content as well, because lots of good stuff there.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining me today on the Ravit Show. Such a pleasure to have you both.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome.